to an all-new episode of the Ratedmapodcast. I'm Tavarus.
I'm Dabrian.
And I'm Blake.
And today we have a very, very special guest, a very dear friend of mine. His name is Jamil.
Yes.
I've known him for years now, and he is a Cali native, but he just moved back from New York a couple of months ago. He has, I don't know how many degrees, and he was starring in Broadway's Book of Mormon. And he's an avid listener, so I thought it'd be great that he sit in with us and chime in, because he always telling me something about every episode. So to kind of change it up this week, normally with our guests we play a game called Digging My Sack, but I told Jamil ahead of time he has 3 or 4 free passes to ask us whatever questions he wants.
You didn't want to clear that with
about
me?
Whatever.
Did you have to talk to my agent? I gotta call Vince.
So I'm gonna start easy, and then we'll get a little scandalous.
Oh, wow.
So you know, we all have those. I got to take this to the grave type of moments. What is your biggest? I have to take this to the grave.
My body count.
Well, I have to take this to the grave.
I can't tell nobody. I got to take this one to the grave.
My body count. The amount of niggas
Which
I
is
had
how
sex
much?
with.
You told
I'm
me.
taking it to the grave. How could I tell you? I ain't told myself.
Well, you gave me ballpark.
Bitch, was it a 3-digit number? Was it a 2-digit
Girl,
number?
3.
Bitch, you a motherfucker lying. Oh, no, you're right. 3. I had sex with 3 motherfuckers, bitch. 3. And I'm saving that 4th slot for my husband. Oh, bald head hoe. No.
Take it to the grave. Ooh, Dabrian.
I'm waiting for yours.
I'm taking it to the grave.
My take it to the grave is taking it to the grave, but I'll give you a juicy one, I guess. In the past, I talk about being in a relationship where we weren't really together, but we were still living together, and we were like messing around, whatever. And so we had like a garage that was like off site, so not where we live, but like, and I would like fuck niggas in the garage.
Oh.
When we were going through what we were going through.
Okay.
Is this the one?
Was he in the house while you were doing this?
No, he would be like at work.
At least you're respectful, not to do it in the house.
You know what? I do have a story. I don't know. I didn't plan on telling that story.
Come on, Jesus. Oh shit.
Okay, so hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. So when you let somebody get on your back, what do you require from them? Like, how long do you make them eat? Or is it a necessity?
Not everybody got to eat before they beat.
So you like jailhouse fucking?
I said not everybody. I prefer to get.
I remember in the past
my
episode
ass
you
ass.
said you like it rough and hard.
And he like to
so,
get to it.
no. So he don't need the lubrication because he likes that.
I got wet.
Yeah.
It's like stirring mac and cheese.
Right?
I'm a puddle at your feet.
So I went to this nigga house once upon a time.
Wow.
And first of all, let me just say, I'm so tired of niggas with weak ass dick, coke dick, lint dick. Got to stay the fuck
Meth
away
dick.
from me. Meth dick.
Yikes.
So the last 3 times I tried to bottom was unsuccessful.
As in you paint it or
no? As
mind you, I was thinking the same thing as you.
No, bitch. As in they couldn't get or keep their dick hard, and they was all on coke. I went to this nigga house, and I was gonna let him fuck me or whatever. Mind you, when he walking up the stairs, I'm like, okay, I think this could be bad. He was like 6'2". He was from the Bronx. He was bow-legged. He was thin. Like, he was cute.
Oh my god!
Bronx?
Yeah.
No, to Tavarus' point, people from the Bronx got mad swag.
Like, so
swag.
he was super, like, you know what I'm saying? It was cool in the house. So we sitting there, and he had a pack of cigarettes. I was like, ew, you smoke? He was like, yeah. I said, I ain't with that. So he ended up lighting up one anyway. So, right.
That's what nigga. I like him.
That was my cue, really.
I like it for you.
We sitting there chilling, and I was actually working on my laptop. So he was like, take your clothes off, and let me suck your dick while you working.
Okay.
So I said,
That's a good man, Savannah.
I said, no, I need to concentrate. So I said, I'm going to get in the bed after I finish whatever. So I get in the bed, and he sucked my dick or whatever. And it was like, he was sucking kind of hard. Like,
teeth?
It wasn't, no, just like sucking too hard. It wasn't cute. So then he started playing on my butt or whatever. And he turned me around, and he started eating. But it's actually the first time somebody eating me, and it's like hurting. Like, he was jamming his tongue in my ass, but it felt like a dick.
Damn.
So I said, you need to chill. Like, this don't feel good. So he kind of getting mad. So then he trying to, like, all of a sudden poke. But he ain't even ate more than 2 minutes. So I'm like, none of this is going down. So on the side of the bed, he had some Vaseline. He had Vaseline. No, Vaseline. Look, right. He had Vaseline, lube, and a little vibrator toy. So I looked over there and I said, "You be playing with this toy?" Because he's a top, supposed to be, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was like, "No."
But so are you.
He said, "I'm versatile." He said, "No, I don't be playing with it. I be playing with, with the boys or whatever." I said, "You be playing with the same toy with all the boys."
He trying to put me in.
So he was so then he said, "No, look." So then he said, "No, I don't play with it with them. I be using it sometimes when I jack off or whatever." So whatever. So he trying to put the dick in, but he said, "Do you mind if I do a line of coke?"
Oh.
I said, "Well, I mean, it's your house."
Oh my God, I know.
So I said, "But when you do coke, you can't get hard." I said it just like that. He said, "Oh, it just depends on how attracted I am." He said, "I don't be having that problem." So he took a bump. He played a little longer. Maybe like 3 minutes later, he was trying to fuck. So you know how when the dick's off, you be trying to hold
squeeze it from the lips instead,
and they trying to push it in. I said,
"Ow!"
I said, "I got a baby hole. This ain't going in,
Girl."
If your dick ain't like this, it ain't going in." So he kept getting mad at me, talking about, "You keep pushing me out." I said,
"I can't stand when a weak dick nigga say you pushing me out."
I'm not pushing you out.
Shit not hard.
I'm not pushing you out. So he ended up stopping, and I was already horny, so I was like, "Well, I'm about to jack off." So he watching TV and shit. He lit another fucking cigarette. So then I looked over and I said, "Give me that toy."
You use the toy that everybody else wants. Just a quick question.
And I wasn't gonna tell nobody.
Just a quick question. So, do you have like a checklist of like actions? Like you have to eat it for 5 minutes. Check. You can put the lube on now. Check.
Yes.
You can put the dick in out. Check. Really?
Don't ask me. Like, I love to eat ass, so I don't be trying to just poke no nigga. I wait till the hoe start talking to me and then I go in. Niggas just be trying to lick for 2 minutes and then be like, "Oh, bend over."
If they know how to lick.
No. Bitch, what the fuck?
All right, so with that, we all live in LA. Mm-hmm. It's the city of stars, celebrities. What celebrities, name specific, have you been with, and how did it happen? Drop names. As I sip my tea.
You are spicy.
Messy.
This is LA.
I haven't messed with any celebrities, but I do know one that Tavarus has messed with.
Okay,
so let me see if he gonna tell his tea.
So should we go to Tavarus or Dave?
He on my bucket list, by the way.
What about you, Dave?
I can't tell. I'll tell how we met, and I'll tell.
No, tell the name.
I really can't. I really cannot.
Well, give us a hint.
Well,
music, TV, films.
Well, I signed a non-disclosure.
Yes,
you signed an NDA.
You can allude to. Well, you can tell me and I can tell.
Hold up.
So I had just moved out here to LA, and I used to do a lot of like PAing on music videos and stuff. Mm-hmm. And there was a Beats by Dre presents concert type thing at the Orpheum, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And and a friend of mine was working the event, and he was like, "I got backstage passes. You guys want to go?" So me and B-Hen, me and him went. It was BET weekend like years ago. And so we went, we were standing backstage. I remember I was standing, like Diddy was right here to like my right, and I remember like Mace was in front of him, and I remember the guy was like here, and then like Busta Rhymes was here.
Who's in the Bad Boy Crew? Okay.
And, he wasn't a part of Bad Boy Crew. If you're a hip hop head, you'll know who he is. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so we were talking, and I was just like,
is it the game? Because everybody wants.
No,
the game.
it's not the game.
Okay.
It's nobody like popping where you be like, "Oh my god,"
he's gonna kill us all.
Right.
It's really not nobody that you'd be like, "Ooh, I want him," and it's not nobody like that. And so I looked down at his phone, and it looked like he was on Jack to me. And so I was telling B-Hen, like, "Yo, he's on Jack. But I guess I wasn't really whispering.
Yeah.
And he heard me. And so he turned around, I guess, to like check me or whatever. And when he turned around to check me, I guess he was kind of like featuring me when he got into what I look like. And then he was like, "Well, yeah, so what's up?" Just straight like that. And I'm like, "Yo, is this like really happening?"
So was it Jack though?
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know, but I swear it looked like Jack to me. It looked,
and he knew what the fuck it was. So.
And he knew what I was talking about.
Because he turned around.
So that's why I assumed that he really was, because he knew what I was talking about. Mm-hmm. And then we went to an after party after that, and I seen him there. And a girl was like in his face, and while she was in his face, he was like standing by the bathroom door, like where people was going to the bathroom, and I'm on the dance floor, but I'm looking over there, like trying to get in. And when I'm trying to get in, he notices me trying to get in. So as she's talking to him, he's just staring at me, like sizing me up.
Good.
So the good is we end up exchanging numbers that night. A week later, he bought me a skateboard and brought it over because he still follows me on Instagram.
Let me go through your list.
And
thank you.
That's easy. And he came and he picked me up and he drove me around, and then we like went to his hotel and we cut up. We had.
Was it
and
good?
then we
Was it good?
we had sex like every time he was in LA, and now he lives here. But
You don't talk to him no more?
he kind of has a girlfriend who's in the industry. She has a girlfriend, so it's kind of weird.
One of them
So when the
celebrities.
last time you fucked him?
Before my last relationship.
Oh, I have one more story. Almost.
Yeah.
From this week.
A celebrity?
A celebrity.
Okay, all
He's
right.
getting tossed all around.
Edit that the fuck out.
You an industry
That's Dre and Michelle. Honey, RIP. Industry pussy.
intellectual property.
I'm a motherfucking Jack this week. I'm deleting this weekend, by the way.
It's not deleted, child?
Not yet.
Oh, I have another one. I
Hold
can
on.
get the other one.
No, I'm on Jack this week, and fuck, what day was it? I don't know. Say Wednesday, and I get a DM. Mine just a private profile. It's just a from the chest down, and then it cut off at the
torso.
Yeah, torso. So I'm like, open your pics. So he opened one pic, and it looked like somebody that's familiar. So I'm like, okay. I said, send me another one.
Oh my god.
So he sent me another one, bitch.
I know who this is.
Who? Who? No, he ain't no celebrity. Bitch.
I was gonna
He's a
say,
celebrity.
well, fine
She already had him though.
Hold on. Pause. Anyway, it was Nathan from Boyz II Men.
What?
what?
So I screenshot and I sent it to my friend. I said, "Am I tripping or is this the boy from Boyz II Men?" So we all on his IG. Like I'm looking at the hands. I'm zooming in. I'm like, "Bitch, this him."
Oh my god.
So he was like, "I'm staying at the Sheraton downtown." I was like, "Okay." So I was working. He kept saying, "What are you doing now? Like, come see me now." I said, "Well, I'm at work unless you're trying to pay me for my day to leave." Like, I didn't waste no time. I said, "Bitch, I'm about to cash out." So,
Hey, good pussy don't come cheap. City girls tell me
and
that.
I don't even think he cute, but I was like, I'm about to work this. So, anyway, I get off work and I hit it down there, and he was like, "I'm hungry. Let's go get something to eat." So I found this little ramen spot downtown. So a little in the cut spot. So I'm sitting in the corner, bitch. Some old wide-faced man walked through the door. Bitch, it ain't him. So he's standing at the bar, and I'm like, I know this ain't this nigga catfishing me. So he texts me. I'm watching him text me from the bar talking about I'm here. So I'm like, bitch, she came, sat down. Girl, she look like a lion. It wasn't him. So we sat down, we ate, and I said, "That's what I get, bitch." That's what you get. We sat there, and we ate the whole time, and he just all in my face, girl. Like, oh my god, you so chocolatey, you this, that, and third. He trying to play footsie to me on the table, girl.
Like, are you going to address the fact that you're not the person?
No, I'm getting to that. So we ate, and I parked way down the street. So I was like, all right, well, I'm about to go. Like, do you need a ride back to the room or what? So, and that Sheraton is by the 7th Street Metro. So anyway, we ended up taking a walk down to the room. I don't know why.
Wait.
Hold on. We started walking to my car.
Okay.
We started walking to my car. He was like, well, why are we walking this way? I'm staying at the one over here. So I said, okay, I'm going to just walk with you, whatever.
You take a hoe to the hotel.
No. So we get up in there, and I'm just watching TV or whatever. So he leans over, and he put his whole mouth on my lips.
Oh,
Lips chapped.
oh no.
Get up to the room. Let's take it
I
there.
just went. I was just. I
You was doing
didn't
charity
know
work.
him. No.
A little charity work.
I was just.
You ain't had nothing else
service?
going on.
I had nothing to do. I said, girl, whatever. I know she had some money though.
Okay, yeah.
Did she pay for your
course.
time? Okay.
Not my time, but she paid
No,
for the meal. Girl, what else? I ain't here.
I bitch some time. That's all it takes.
So anyway, I'm sitting there.
Freudian
And,
slip,
no,
my
he leaned
bad.
over. And he was like, "What's up, baby?" And he had his whole mouth on my lips, and I was like, His lips was chapped, and I'm like, you ain't even drink nothing to wash that food down.
no.
So he up there hard, and he was like, so what's up? Like, I'm feeling you. Like, let's do some dick rock. So I'm like,
was it a nice piece of meat?
I don't know. I said, well, I don't buy them. So.
No. Okay, never mind.
I don't make you fight you on anger.
You gonna keep lying.
But long story short,
Girl, she just had one doing a line of coke out her ass. But she don't buy
anyway, I left.
Throwing Vaseline across the room. Vaseline across the room.
Oh my god.
Next question.
Yeah.
So the last one. If you had to choose one of your friends to fuck, who would it be and why?
Oh my gosh.
Name specific. Name specific.
I don't have a friend that I want to have sex with. My friends are
But
like
if you
my
had to
family.
choose, if you had to choose,
Ew. I couldn't even fathom having sex with anybody. Yeah, somebody else has to go. I could be celibate.
Bitch, I didn't give up too much tea. I'm sitting this one out.
Hey.
Oh, it's a plead the fifth moment? We gotta plead the fifth.
I would fuck 1.5.
Come on now. Oh, bitch, let me guess. Bitch, is he from the South?
Yeah.
Bitch, is it me? I knew that bitch wanted me gone.
you want to be like Drip.
You gotta watch that hoe.
So we're not gonna let you off the hook though. You over there contemplating.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
If you had to choose one, and
If I
why?
had to choose one.
Or name one that you would have knocked down when you first met him, but y'all sisters now.
Oh, Edwin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's like we like.
You would still suck him over.
No, not now. Not after.
Maybe a few weeks ago.
Not after we talked that way.
That's all your questions?
Well, I have more, but I thought
Oh, okay.
we
Since we
come back
passed on that one, since we passed on that one, I
Okay. So, I would say an avid listener, and based off of, episodes in the past, it seems like you all are either interested in somebody, whether it's long distance or local. If that person was given free reign to your phone, what would they find?
They probably think I was a hoe.
What would they find in my phone?
Yeah, I mean, I do be chatting up, but my mouth writes a lot of checks and my ass don't cash. I talk a good game, but I never follow through.
Same.
And they probably wouldn't understand that because they would be just reading it from a point of view. Like people who probably listen to the podcast probably think that, I'm easy. Not.
The easiest. They wouldn't find too much in my phone. First of all, I'm OCD, so I delete all texts and messages and everything. So I don't think that they really.
That's what they're gonna find.
Yeah, my phone is a mess because I don't delete anything. I keep everything. So my phone is a mess, and I think that if they went through my phone, they would be highly upset with me, and they probably wouldn't want to date with me.
I have a lot of
So this is the one in Chicago, I believe?
Yeah, but
They're not talking no
But we're
more.
not talking.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
What? He told us that last week.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We're not talking.
But if they would have saw your phone, they would have definitely ended
But I'm
it too.
sure if I would have saw his phone, it would have been the same thing. We probably would have just laughed together and kept it moving. Because I don't really take anybody serious, and I haven't been having sex, so it's not like a deal breaker. I just entertain.
I went through somebody's phone that Blake set me up with before.
Oh yes.
That man used to drink like a fish, and he passed out one night. And I went. Something just said go through his phone. Getting gang banged and group sex and stuff.
By somebody you know.
Yeah, by somebody.
What?
Oh, damn.
That you don't fuck with.
I was over it, y'all.
Wow.
Wow.
Nothing like that is on my phone, but.
But anyway, moving on.
Sheesh.
Now, me and Blake always talk about how much we hate the conversation of what do you do or whatever. Most of the time it's coming from a place of what do you call it? Pretentiousness.
Right.
Yes.
And how much money do you make?
And
Right,
one
you trying to
time,
count
I've heard
money.
somebody put it. People will ask you what you do for a living to try to measure how much respect to give you.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's deep.
But that's still disrespectful. I
Right.
feel like I'm so much
It's
like
very
we're all
disrespectful.
so much more than what it is that we do. And this most recent person, sorry to cut you off, Tavarus, the most recent person asked me on Jack before he even asked me my fucking name.
Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
And I was like, I told him nothing. What do you do for a living? Nothing. What about you? And he ran on to tell me what he did. I said, oh, okay.
But as much as we may not like that particular question, eventually when you start dating someone seriously, these conversations about money need to be had.
I agree.
So what somebody do make or break whether you move forward with them?
No, not for me.
No.
If you're a hustler and you just have ambition and you trying to get there, you on your way, but you're at a certain level. Not you're working at McDonald's and you trying to get to manager, but if you're at a certain level in life and you have ambition to get somewhere, then I'm all about that.
And just because you have a great job doesn't mean you're going to treat me respectfully.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Or you going to pick up the tab when we go out on a date.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm not ever looking for you to pick up the tab.
Well, I was having a conversation with someone today, and they were like, I don't really care what people do as long as they're sustaining themselves and they ain't asking me for no money. And I was like, yeah, but if you're trying to have a partnership in a long-term relationship, you have to discuss money. And they were just so uncomfortable with that. And I was like, niggas will lay down and have raw sex with you, not ask you nothing about your health or your sex status, but then you ask them about their salary, and it's like you cuss their mama.
Right.
Which is so weird.
What is it about that conversation that you think makes people uncomfortable?
I guess it depends on how the conversation is had. And I think there's a tasteful and a tactful way to have it, and it has to be had with decorum. And it can't be too early on. It has to be, the timing has to be right.
Earned.
Yeah,
it has to be earned, right?
We have to be discussing like living together and cohabitating in order for us to have this conversation, because that's the only reason why you should be interested in what it is that I'm bringing to the table. If we're apartment shopping together, if things are going in both of our names, they run in my name, they're running yours. Then yes, if the financer is going to have my credit score, then you should have it too. If they're going to have my income and my salary, then you should have it too. But yeah, I don't talk numbers at all. My age, my weight, my salary, my credit score.
Your body count.
I don't like numbers. I don't do math. It's too complicated.
But
so when you date,
before getting to that point, if you're just dating somebody and I feel like talking finances is like you're opening the door to be judged. Like that's another way of judgment, and a lot of people are not comfortable with where they are in their lives, especially like on a financial point of view. So I just feel like the minute that you start having that conversation, it makes people very nervous because they could have.
But are you guys comfortable answering those questions? If somebody, say you dating somebody, say 3 months.
Okay.
That's imaginary.
Hell no.
Y'all vibing, y'all kick it every day.
Fuck that.
Y'all talking about the future and stuff.
Tavarus, 3 months?
3 months?
I don't know. People
I think
fast.
3 months is like the probationary period before
4 months.
I don't know.
You've lived with boyfriends before, right?
I have.
Did y'all discuss
when did y'all
income
talk
before?
Well, by that time we had to discuss income, and we were both like working in education, and so at that point, especially since we at the time got a car together, so we were making decisions that required both of us to be a part of it. So yes, but
how does that conversation go? Like, do you just know what they make because you know what the profession is, or do you say what is your take home?
By that time, we had so much more that made us to where it was just more conversational and less a judgment, like a judgment factor. Right. So it was less of shit, you make this and I make this. It was more of, okay, we need to make some household decisions. Let's just come together.
Like, what can you afford type discussion.
Exactly.
And I think that's where the
trust was built. The trust was built. The level of authenticity between us was built in so many other ways to where finances was just like, the other thing. But it was earned, though.
Right.
I wasn't just a ballpark number.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't straight out the gate like,
I'm okay with that.
who the fuck are you?
So give me a time limit.
I think, but
I give you a ballpark number the first date.
I think I discussed it one time when I was I was casually dating somebody because I think that they were assuming that I was making a certain amount of money because of my career field, what I was doing at the time, and it was just like casual. And I volunteered how much I was making just to kind of wake them up because they was expecting all this shit from me. And I was like, oh, I only make this, and he was like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh shit. So he kind of like chilled on a lot of the shit that we was doing.
Well, but you probably also had built up a relationship, and it wasn't.
We had a friendship. Aside from dating.
Are you saying that conversation, no matter how deep into it you are, is always uncomfortable?
I've actually probably never had the conversation.
I don't think it's always uncomfortable.
Really?
It's not always.
Even when you was with your boo? The one who, you know how much money he made, he didn't know how much.
Yeah, well, okay, so when we were together, first I was in law school, so I didn't make no money. And then I got a job at Nordstrom when I moved here, and I made $9.75 per hour. So, I mean, even today, I pray he don't listen. Even today, I'll divide the number by half. You got a pole mounted. Girl told me that long time ago. You got a pole mounted. Bitch, I ain't got
Because to be honest, nobody's around here saying, like, I have $30,000 in debt. All my credit cards is maxed out. I have a 400 credit score. So it's like, when do you find this out? After it's too late? After you already invested?
I think what happens is you have to date somebody who is self-sufficient. You date somebody who can sustain themselves. And then when they come to you and y'all come together, then you're just better because this person was...
They might be sustaining themselves but living, a certain kind of way. You used to living like this.
But yes. Okay, so if I'm living like this and somebody else is not used to living like this, even if they just came in and paid the cable bill, which is less than what they were paying before, I can benefit from the economies of scale. Whereas we come together and just any little piece that you add to my life is just making me better. You're just taking something off my plate.
But you full of shit.
No. No, call me full of shit because you're exactly right. I'm using me figuratively.
Well, don't use it figuratively.
No. Me specifically. Girl. Bitch, hell to the motherfucker. That's just giving me text about hell to the fuck no. But I honestly do. I mean, and it's not for naught because I have tried and I am continuously trying to date outside of my pay grade, but I feel like it's just not working.
And by date outside your pay grade, you mean date below your pay grade.
So here we go, because Tavarus wanted me to talk about this anyway. So I just had a date today.
Okay.
And
did you all have sex on the first date?
No,
not this one.
Okay.
No, hey girl, been wanting with me. You better add me, bitch. No, so we met on Tinder. Purely innocent. We communicated on Tinder. They got to a place where we're like, okay, well, let's exchange phone numbers. We exchanged phone numbers. I'm a texter. He's a talker. So he wanted to talk on the phone. Do you have a second to talk on the phone? I'm like, sure. We talk on the phone.
He's older.
Huh?
He's older.
He's 24.
Talking on the phone?
Wow.
Sure, honey. And you know I ain't up but 29.
Is he from the South?
No, he's from Northern California, Monterey.
Okay, that would make sense.
So anyway, so he wants to talk on the phone. So I'm like, okay, cool. We talk on the phone, but I'm like, I don't have anything to say. Then we get on the phone and there's no conversation.
What you mean you don't have nothing to say?
What do we have to talk about? I don't know.
It's a stranger. Everything.
That's too awkward. We can do that via text message. I read your profile. I get it. Or I would prefer to have the conversation in person because then if we get all of that out
then what we
on the phone, we'll have that on the first day.
I know. If I feel like I like your profile or whatever, I need to get on the phone with you and see what the vibe is and see, first of all, how light is that voice?
Oh.
Okay, because we might not make it out.
Voice discrimination?
But people can mask that, though.
You can't master with me.
Oh, sure.
Bitch, I know a woman when I see her.
Caitlyn Jenner got a deep voice.
That's a whole woman.
Thank you. But you be point though. You be point. So anyway, back to my story. So he asked me like, "Hey, would you be interested in going on a date?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool, sure, whatever." And he has a job. He's also working on his master's. Blah blah blah. Self-sufficient. Done. So we get out on said date today, and we're looking at the menu, and it's like a bar that serves like tapas and cocktails. So I'm like, okay, do you know what you want? He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna have this, and he points to a cocktail. I'm like, okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna have this. I point to my cocktail, and we're just sitting there twiddling our thumbs, and I'm like, okay, I guess we have to go to the bar and order a cocktail. I walk up to the bar by myself, and he sits behind, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so weird. Why did he come to? I was like, okay, whatever. But this is me doing something different that I wouldn't typically do because I should have went with me, but what I did was I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy my drink and I'm gonna buy his. So I buy both of us a drink, I bring it to the table, and I'm thinking like, okay, so I got this round, you can catch the next one. Yeah, I do that with friends when we go out and like that's how that happens. Like, okay, you just catch the next one. I bring him the drink and he's like, oh, cool, thank you, you should have done that. I was just sitting here watching your stuff. I'm like, watching my stuff, it's my stuff. If I wasn't concerned about it, what are you concerned about? That's my phone. I'm good, we good. I pay $7 a month or $13 a month for the insurance. Anyway, so then I finished my cocktail rather quickly. And I'm a little parched. I ain't no lightweight. I ain't no punk. And the glass stays empty. And he was like, "Oh, you're probably ready for another one." I said, "Mm-hmm." Hint, hint, wink, wink, motherfucker. And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna get up and get me another cocktail." And I'm moving slowly, and he never like motions or gestures to be like, "Oh, don't worry about it, I got it." And I go to the bar. And at this particular point, I done bought him a cocktail and me too.
So the second time you bought him,
I didn't buy him on the second one.
Okay.
Oh no, bitch, you gonna die first if you wait for another.
When you got back with the second one, then what? Y'all sat there for like 10 more minutes?
We sat there for a while. I sipped my cocktail, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm kind of hungry." I was like, "You don't want to eat anything on this menu?" He's like, "No, I'm interested in probably going someplace else and eat." And so we walk across the street and we go to the LA Cafe, and he orders his food and doesn't ask me if I want anything.
Oh no.
So this is where,
and this is why I do not date young, and this is why I do not date
but see,
who ain't got no motherfucking money.
See, but this is going back to Tavarus' point. When he said he picked up that fucking phone and called you, that was your opportunity to ask those hard questions.
What hard questions?
So that bitch,
Well,
you
first of all, no, he held you to what you wanted to do, because last year you said you wanted to start taking people on dates. So
Yeah, so that was that.
you manifested that.
And I always tell you to ask about who gonna pay before you get there. So what
You always do say that.
and now you done got caught up.
Bitch, I ain't get caught nothing. I learned a lesson. And guess what?
What's the lesson? That you gonna
date?
take my advice?
No. Lesson is, bitch, I ain't ever pull it out my wallet. And when the bill comes, I gotta go pee. Bitch, or I'm calling my Uber. Fuck y'all niggas.
So no
I'm sick
second
of this
date.
shit. No.
What else is
Are y'all
on
still
him?
matched on Tinder? Oh.
Well, first of all, okay, so to go back to the whole 24-year-old thing,
Okay.
because I was 24 once
Right,
upon a
right.
time, and people judged me for being 24 and thought that I didn't have the maturity of them,
Mm-hmm.
and so I didn't want to do the exact same thing to him.
Right.
And he came out the gate with, "I'm not a normal 24-year-old," and I was like, "Cause
They
I
always say
can't
that.
fucking date 24, and I ain't dating college students either. Get the fuck out of here." But he's working on his master's, so it's kind of a little different. I get it.
And just like you just said, when you was working on your law degree, you was
had a
broke
boo.
when your man had money.
I actually did have a job, so I was speaking address. I worked
Still was broke.
No, I actually worked full time at Sprint, and so I was self sufficient. And when the man met me, I was wearing labels, so he didn't even.
So you knew boosters and scammers.
No, bitch, I bought it myself. I had a Neiman Marcus card. Yeah, no. So he met me in labels, and he met me where I was, even though that wasn't his bag, that wasn't his thing. It was just like, what you gonna buy me for Christmas? And I mean, you don't buy me like something that I wouldn't buy myself. So yeah. So anyway, but yeah, that was that story.
No, so what was wrong with him?
I don't want to say it.
Blake said he was fat and he wasn't. Blake said the man told him before he got there, "I used to be 300 pounds."
And so when he pulled up the scan, he didn't see a dick.
I didn't see. We didn't. It wasn't like we didn't even kiss.
So what did he look like?
He was cool.
So
He wasn't my type.
Was it long? Like the face was long and stuff?
He had
was
extra
tall-
skin.
I don't know. I didn't see his skin, but he was. He was soft to the touch.
Oh, when you held him, it was like
Yeah, like
pudding.
when you greet him and you say hello, how you doing? Yeah.
Like pudding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like a water
Like
bed.
memory foam mattress.
Oh.
okay. That's comfortable.
I know, bitch. Which I was okay. So because he had actually expressed that prior to us going on a date. Like
Yeah.
we talked about that.
What part?
Does he
About
work
him
out?
being a bigger. Yeah, he lost 100 pounds in the last 3 years.
Oh,
Yeah, or not 100 pounds. He used to be 300 pounds, and he's worked out for the last 3
that
years.
sounds like your whole piece.
Oh,
Who?
The one that we play cards with. Never mind.
we got something.
So when you guys are living with your mate, how do you decide who pays what percentage of rent?
50-50.
50-50? So it don't matter what the job is or who make more? Just straight down the middle?
Well, I guess because of
I'm
my
paying the inside
situation,
bills.
it was 50-50, but I guess that would be a different conversation if it was like.
Like if you were dating someone younger, 25.
So I would say it would be cool to do something like I pay rent, you pay bills.
Okay, are you a top or a bottom? I'm gonna get this here.
No.
No,
I know, I'm
that's
open.
not a yes or no. That was a top or bottom question.
No. No. This is the thing. This is the thing. No. I do subscribe. I do subscribe.
That's what the bottom say these days.
No. My preference and my default is top, but I'm open. I'm open to,
That's fair.
No, the reason I asked the question is because of the role that you were saying that I feel like you were about to go into that you play in the relationship, where you're okay with paying all of the mortgage or the rent, and then having him pay like the cable, the light, the gas.
Right. But that don't have nothing to do with
goes back to
I feel like
we talked about that before, and I don't subscribe to that.
No.
I don't think your role has anything to do with the things that you do in the relationship.
Oh, okay, and that's where we beg to differ. And that's where the line has been drawn.
Yeah. So the top should be paying the rent.
Who bought a fleet?
What if he bought a fleet?
Who bought a fleet? Did he should stick it up his ass? I don't go down there and get my monkey rents.
I don't agree with that.
Shit.
But you gotta get out of that.
Right.
No.
I don't agree with that.
That's like
because
I'm a Southern Belle.
That's
Because
like
the older
saying,
you get, the more younger guys you starting to attract. So you gonna be paying for them, girl?
Ain't nobody paying for nothing.
But that's like saying that's like making bottoms the equivalent to women.
That's exactly what we should subscribe to.
But we're not though. We have the same. Just because we're men, we're not emasculated because we let another man pay for the mortgage. I agree with that.
Like just because we have
But
a
you don't
dick
feel like it's
involved,
unfair to put that burden on him?
Why could a woman do it but a man can't?
Because you're not a woman.
What is that about? What is that?
But it's things,
what does that look
Women
like?
should be protected and...
Oh, you don't think I should be protected?
No.
You don't want to be protected?
But you're a nigga.
And I need protection.
But then, okay, so to speak for women, because there are a lot of strong women out there, especially in our context, where there's women that are pretty much running almost
Everything.
all of our households.
Yeah.
But, I just feel like if you are the one that is the breadwinner, this is part of the conversation. So if the bottom is the breadwinner, then at that point in time in your life, you got the rent, you got the bills. Or
that relationship is not gonna make it.
I would say 50-50 would be ideal, but like with my last relationship, I took care of all the bills when my boyfriend was down, and then
I was just about to say,
in a relationship.
and then what happens if somebody? So what happens if somebody loses their job because of
he got to go get another one.
No, I'm saying I know he got to get another job.
Yeah,
but I'm
immediately.
saying, do you just automatically say, well, you still got to pay the rent because, or do you step in?
Look it. Okay, so
or do you just dump them?
she gonna call her sugar daddy to cover the rent.
I had his pussy working. First of all,
So that's what I saw on my Vidster.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to be in a relationship where my man has it all covered, where I can go into my job and I don't give a fuck about my job. They piss me off that day. I be like, y'all know what? Fuck this shit, bitch. I'm tired of this. I'm done. My man got money. I'm out. See ya. I need to be able to have that comfort. But if he loses his job and he rips that level of comfort from under me, I got some things to rethink. I feel like my man has to be the head of my house, and I'm just traditional like that. So and I'm traditionally Southern. The man has to be the head of my house, and I want him to be my breadwinner. So whatever that looks like, even if I make more money than he does, he still needs to be supplying and paying for everything in the house.
So you're like you consider yourself the woman of the house then?
Yeah,
So if you
I'm
make
the
more
lady of the
than him,
house.
then how does that work?
I'm a cook, clean, and make sure his clothes is iron pressed.
So you
out of
will
the
cover
bed.
the rent if you make more than him and let him cover.
I'm
the
not covering the rent. That I make more money than him.
Yeah.
That money is in my purse. That's going in my Celine.
So do you think you're gonna find what you're looking for?
Probably not. I'm gonna be single. I don't give a fuck.
I think that you will, and
I agree
just
too.
to interject real quick, I don't subscribe to that way of life. However, I was in a relationship where my boyfriend said, "Hey, like I'm your nigga. I'm gonna pay rent.
Yeah.
You just paid I paid like power. I paid like water, and I paid like the cable bill, and
That's
then I
a
bought
good man,
groceries.
Savannah.
And
How
that was
did
all
that
I
end
did.
up?
And he let me live. Like he's like, I know you like to shop. I know.
But
you
did
like to
he
do
make
this,
that
you like
much
to do
money,
that.
or y'all was just?
It doesn't matter.
He made enough to do what he said he could do.
Yeah, and I'll
Are y'all
just
still
I'll let
together?
your comfort level.
But it wasn't. But we never had issues over money.
Yo, shit didn't work with your nigga.
Right.
Don't judge it on that.
Right. It wasn't. But listen. It wasn't. We didn't break up over finances. It had nothing to do with that. We were good. And whenever he needed help, I had extra dough. You know what I'm saying? Because I was working full time and I also was going to school, so the military was paying for my school, so I was getting a check every month from the military. So he'd be like, "Babe, I need like $400 because this and this and this happened. Here you go."
And I would do the exact same. I know I said that I wouldn't, but I would do that. I feel the exact same way. Like in a pinch, if you you did lose the job, then babe, or if you've been covering us for X amount of time and you like, listen, this shit ain't working for me. I need to take a break. I need to figure out what I want to do and what my next move is. And I'm like, babe, sit back and watch mama work. Now I might have to fuck a couple niggas on the side to make ends meet, but that's all right. You just gonna have to respect that shit.
Community pussy.
So if you
see, college prep.
As long as you prep.
If you borrow money from your partner, should you have to pay it back?
Borrow?
Yeah.
That shit is laughable. You can't borrow money from your partner. First of all, that shit is community property.
Oh my goodness.
So he can borrow from you?
When I see that
go both ways.
First of all, you can't borrow from me. I ain't got it. I just told you gotta pull out the fist. Girl! When you bitches gonna learn? You young bitches making it wrong for me. Y'all got the game twisted. Shit. No. Borrow. He be like, "Babe, I need to borrow $400. Ooh, I ain't got it this month."
I have a friend going through that same situation right now. They feel like because they took care of their bottom boyfriend for so long and they was hitting them off with all this money that now that person owes them that money back. And
they broke up?
And they're
like as in Venmo my money in my bank account or just
as in now it didn't work out.
Well, when I went home last month, we were all at the same party, and my friend came up through in the party and was like, "I'm about to go get my money from this bitch." Didn't say hi to me or nothing. He's like, "I'm gonna see you in a second. I'm about to go get my money from this bitch," and ended up getting put out the party and was outside of the party screaming.
I don't agree with that.
That shit was a gift.
And now, fast forward a couple weeks, he's now suing his ex-boyfriend.
So hold on, back to the question. What's the answer? Can you?
I don't think so. I told him, just like I'm telling you, I don't think you can.
That was a gift
because we were together.
Right.
That was money you was giving me because we were together.
So if you tell him, "Oh, let me hold $400 to get my car out there, whatever,"
now that is different. If you ask to borrow,
that's what I'm saying.
If you ask it,
but you don't give it back because you feel like
if you
my
just
man.
giving it.
I said borrow.
No.
If
you shouldn't ask that.
Yeah, if you go in with the agreement, let me borrow this.
Yeah.
If you say that language, you gotta pay it.
Yeah, you say borrow.
But if you don't, then what's the consequence? Because I feel like a bitch like you gonna be like,
that's
"Bitch,
just poor
you fucked me yesterday." So
No. First of all, I never asked a nigga to borrow money that fucked me. He ain't asked me to borrow no ass.
I'm talking about if you borrow accent. Oh yeah,
bitch. I said what I said.
I said what I said,
and what I said was the truth. Bitch, you ain't borrowing no pussy last week. I ain't borrowing no money. You asked, I held your dick and now I want to hold some money. No, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You guys got this shit twisted.
As far as borrowing,
yeah. I feel like if you know that I need it, just give it to me.
Well, the thing is,
Thank you.
my thing is that if you go into it and you're saying, "Let me borrow this," and you say that, get his shit back.
Yeah. But if you don't give it back, is that enough to break up over?
Yes. No.
I wouldn't break up, but we would have words.
If you borrow money from me and you do not pay
And
it
I
back,
put you on a payment plan with interest.
no. If
But
my
I'm not
nigga came
asking
to
to
me,
borrow nothing.
if my nigga came my top, because money that can't go that way. So when it does go this way, it has to come back to me. So if you ask me to borrow it, then yes, it's due back to me.
He shouldn't word it that way.
Well, if you ask me to have it, I don't have it. Now, if you ask me to borrow it, I might be able to find it. And I need it back by Tuesday. And today is Monday. Bitch, what? Nima's got a sale.
How do you guys feel about taking trips with your significant other, or without? I mean,
Without,
is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
At what point is this tolerated? Like, do you have to be in it a long time before you be like, "Oh, go on your little"?
I think you should make sure the foundation is solid before you start taking trips without them.
See, I'm a Scorpio, and I just have to be honest. We are the jealous type, so I don't feel comfortable at all.
Yeah.
If the foundation is not there, and I'm gonna be like, FaceTime me or something.
But you wouldn't be with somebody if the foundation ain't right?
No, I'm talking about. Well, if the foundation ain't right, if we're building the foundation.
Okay.
So just say
early
just,
dating, no.
Early dating, and I'm just like.
So we a year in. We
Right.
official. He
For
can go on a
sure.
trip?
Yes.
Hopefully by that time you have some sense of a foundation.
Yes.
Is there a limit to the time limit? Like 2 days, 3 days?
The
a
trip?
week? Yeah.
Probationary period.
He going to Japan for 10 days with his homeboys.
That might be.
With his homeboys solo.
Y'all are some
Homeboys.
possessive
Oh,
motherfuckers.
homeboys.
My man can take his trips by himself, and I'm gonna be able to take mine. It could be week
Yeah.
1
That's true.
or week 2. Do you?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
10 days might be
Not out the gate.
for me.
Not out the gate, because then that's how, people come back with shit in their phone that you find, and then you just...
So,
10 days
have some
is
shit of yours.
extensive. 10 days for me is a little. That might be a little bit much.
So what's the limit? 4 days.
There's no limit, but I just feel like 10 is a lot. 10 is a lot. That's a lot.
You don't think men play when why they say cats play
They
when the mice
gonna
away?
they gonna play
do
in
think that.
town.
Men is men.
But
are
anything-
men.
So if your nigga say he going away for a boys trip to Jamaica for 5 days, you already anticipating him doing whatever he want to do.
Well, not in Jamaica. They gonna hang you and burn you.
First of all, the man go to work Monday through Friday. He away from you for 5 days. He can call out sick and fake it one of those days and hit one of these bitches who don't have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and fucking in your house while you at work or in the garage. Hey, Dabrian. I mean, I'm just
It's an
saying.
offline
A
topic.
nigga gonna be. Oh, was that offline?
Yes.
My bad, sis. A nigga gonna be a nigga, and a nigga gonna only do as much as you let him. But you also have to remember, anything you can do, I'm gonna be able to do that shit better.
Word.
So when he leave, you feel like that's a vacation for you too to do what you want to do.
No. I'm gonna give you enough rope to hang yourself, and if you go out there and you're being reckless, then when you come back and I'm in your face, I'm gonna be reckless.
Well, how would you know he being reckless?
Girl, I go through niggas' phones and wallets.
You want everybody's-
first day I meet them.
You on everybody's Instagram, on everybody's Instagram story that went on the trip with him.
I'm on that shit.
Yeah, I just don't. Them
I'm not
long
with
trips.
it either. I mean, you gotta let people go and breathe.
Yeah, you
but
do. You have to
Yeah.
let them
The
breathe.
foundation-
I believe in breathing, but I just without a foundation,
gotta have it strong. It's
without
gotta
a
be strong.
foundation,
What you think they gonna do?
and
Cheat?
then not only that, especially not no one-on-one. I'm going with the homie.
And what if you don't like his friends? You know they.
But if you're dating a cheater, you're dating a cheater. Whether he's here or whether he's there, he's gonna cheat.
True.
Word.
So then, what,
But he might have not cheated yet.
I
He might
wouldn't
just
do
be
it.
like, I just feel like there's gonna be some tea.
did he
These
go
bitches you going with is I don't like them.
Oh,
They dirty.
Bitch, why you looking at me? I'm just one of your niggas.
Your friends are bad influence.
My men don't like my friends. You say they influence me.
If I was an influence, I'd have been said. What's the best gift you've ever gotten someone?
That I've gotten someone.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one, Jamil. Come on. I'll probably get outdo it. I know my pussy better. And he want to pay all the bills.
Think.
I'm trying to think too.
Y'all bitches don't buy gifts?
What's the best gift you've ever bought?
I never been with somebody long enough to buy a good one.
Bitch, you've been with niggas for at least a year.
They ain't long enough to buy a good one.
What's the best? It wasn't a good gift. It was the best gift.
I've received good gifts, but I ain't really bought no good gifts.
Aw, that's sad.
I want to buy some gifts.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I know what I did.
a trip to Dominican Republic.
Was that a trip for them or for you?
No. It was a trip for them.
Oh.
It wasn't for me.
That's cute.
Because, I got family over there. I don't need to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I took him to his first concert.
What
It was Rihanna and Kanye West in LA.
Oh, okay.
And I got him like really, really good seats. And they're
Who's
like
that?
$500 a pop. My old nigga.
What's his name?
Why? Girls be trying to. You hear that shit? Don't trust no nigga. No.
That's what that 24-year-old heard, bitch. He wait for his concert.
Bitch, he went to concerts. Yeah, she can keep pushing it. Because prior to those concerts, baby girl. And I feel like I was 24 at the time.
That's
Holding on to that age for everything.
24?
24, that's how old the puss is.
David,
It might be
what
like
you
4.
I flew a friend. Well, I flew the guy I was dating. I flew him back to Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, and we were living in DC. And I flew him to Atlanta because his sister was sick. She was dying, and he didn't have any way to get down there. and we actually were going through something, so we weren't really together. And I felt bad, and I knew I had it to do. So.
This is when you lived in DC?
Yeah, this is.
He didn't want to drive? You could have got him a 990.
I just wanted to fly him.
From Enterprise.
It was my car.
Oh.
And you ain't taking my car to Atlanta.
Put him on Greyhound.
No, I just.
Oh, but that was so sweet.
I mean, I just wanted to fly.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
I did bail a nigga out of jail once.
So was that
That was probably the most.
Was that a loan and a gift that you expected the money back?
I never. Yeah. If I do something for you in relationships, I don't expect anything back.
But
'Cause
y'all
I'm not going to give you
together,
anything
though.
back.
But you said y'all were broken up though.
We were going through something.
Oh, you were okay.
Yeah.
Going through a lot. She stay going through stuff.
No, because I don't believe.
Hello?
No,
Jamil,
Girl, they burn her, she stay.
No, but listen. Wait, what you said?
They burn you, girl, you stay.
No, that's not
Another
even it.
episode.
I'm just.
Jamil, the best again.
Let's take it back real quick.
Oh, I said you the
Wait,
best.
unpack that shit.
I'm triggered.
Okay.
I believe in love.
Yeah.
Me too.
And going through something, like I said, and if you take it back a couple episodes, and I talked about my mom and her relationships, I've always dreamed and wished for a great relationship. Because it's unheard of in my family. So when shit is going crazy in my relationships, I'm like, we need to work. We need to just keep this moving. We need to just do what we gotta do and move past this and stay together. I'm always like that in my relationships. I hate when gays and just anybody just gives up. That's not my thing. So I've gone through a lot in life because I try to stay with the niggas I be with because I don't want to keep adding niggas to this list.
But how do you stay without becoming tit for tat and doing all the bullshit?
And then
because I don't want to stay with no foolishness if we just gonna be.
It's not like, okay, so if we go through something, it's not like I just be like, okay, that's this time around, and I'm sure we gonna go through something again. Every time I've gone through something with a nigga, I'm like, hopefully this is it. Let's work on this, or what can we do to fix this?
But then at
every
what
day
point,
after that, I'm like, let's work on this. Let's try to fix this.
At what point is it not stupidity?
Right. At what point is it no longer you being ride or die, but you just die?
I mean, well, I'm not with any of them anymore. So there comes a point where I'm like, I've had enough.
Do you feel like you've held on too long before?
In the last relationship, yes, I felt like I did. Yeah. But I in my relationships, and it's just to be clear, is I fight for mine. If I feel like it's worth fighting for, I'll fight for it until I realize I can't.
I need to learn how to have.
Speaking of fight, have y'all ever got your ass beat over a dude?
Wait,
beat over, dude.
Yes.
Have you ever got your ass beat over a dude?
I have. I really have. Yes. I got jumped over, dude.
You hold on too long.
No, it wasn't even had nothing to do with that. I was dating a guy and he was a mess from Texas. That's why I'm so scared.
Yes, Texas.
And we were dating, and he had recently got shot, cheating on me. It's a long story. That's for a whole nother show. But he got shot. So anyway, he was kind of healed and he had a limp. He went to the club one night and I didn't know, and he popped up at the club walking around with a cane. I show up at the club.
He was eager to get to the club with me.
I didn't know he was at the club. I just happened to go to the club too. And I popped up in the club, and when I got in the club, I looked to my right, and it was a nigga I was just partying with a whole group of niggas from Texas, me and my friends. And we all was like, we'll meet at the next club together. Excuse me, I spit. And when we got to that club, those niggas was all around my boyfriend. And one of them was sitting on his lap. So I'm drunk, like I had already been lit. So I walk up on them and I move the boy off my boyfriend's lap, and I just start going in on my boyfriend. So when I'm going in on my boyfriend, I can see the boy. I can see the boy in the back, like, he touched me, like, And I see my friends like, no, that's his boyfriend. Like, calm down, that's his boyfriend. Night goes on or whatever. My friends apologize for me to the guy or whatever, and they was like, oh, it's cool. They bought one of my friends a drink. They was like, no, it's cool. They was plotting. We leave out of the club. We're in the car, and one of my friends was trying to holler at the guy that I moved, trying to holler at his friend. So they was asking my friend, hey, where you in the short one? Where y'all at? Like, we trying to link up with y'all. Shit. And my friend is like, oh, they want to link up with us. It's cool. I told you it's cool. I was like, nah, nigga. Like, nah, I'm from DC. So I'm like, nah, like, nah, like they try to set us up. They about to get us. I was like, nah, let's just keep it moving. Let's just go home. He's like, no, I'm gonna tell him we gonna pull into this gas station. Before we even got into this gas station, the car blocks us from the back, blocks us from the front. Niggas is banging on the windows. Like, we went the short one. So I'm
So
like,
they dragged you out the window.
I said, roll the windows up. They're not gonna drag me out the window. I had like a ride or die in the passenger seat, and then I had a friend who was friends with us and them driving. And so he was like, oh, I don't want y'all to fight, but they banging on my car. What are y'all gonna do? I was like, let me out. They're not gonna pull me out. Let me out. Got out. Start fighting the boy that I pulled off. It was fine. Even fight. Next thing I know, 2 of his boys came behind me and started.
Did your friends get out the car?
Yeah.
My other friend was getting jumped. In the passenger seat, he was getting jumped.
How
like
many
I was
of them
getting
was
jumped. It had to been that I remember counting like 6. It could have been more, but I remember seeing 6.
Have you got beat up over, man?
No.
If a bitch jump me, I'm shooting everybody.
Baby, when I tell you I came back through with everybody I knew in LA.
I was gonna say, because my mom always told me fighting isn't supposed to be fair. You're supposed to win.
Yeah.
So
dear God.
if somebody punches you, you should pull out a razor and slice their face.
I got my
Okay.
stuff
Is that
on.
winning when you go to jail?
Was that?
Is that winning when you go to jail?
because it's self-defense.
That's not self-defense.
Not after they wore you out and you
That's
come back.
deadly force.
No,
You can only
I'm
need
talking
deadly force
about
with deadly
you should
force.
have it on you at all times.
Yeah.
So if
No,
somebody
no.
come at you,
Yeah, you got to juke a bitch
No.
so they don't want to
Okay.
fight no more.
yeah.
Because first of all, if you whoop me, we fighting every time I see you. If you ain't gonna whoop me in front of no fag, bitch, y'all not about to read me. That's number one.
I believe in that.
Number
too.
2, I gotta wear you out to where you gonna think twice, but you ain't never gonna touch me again. I'm not playing it.
Tavarus, you ever fought over a man?
Yeah.
Who?
Many.
That's exactly how he did his hair. He's like, bitch, I do this weekly.
All the time.
I don't want to do that no more.
I be fighting over a day mate.
Never.
Girl, you know
Somebody I just met on Jack.
Bitch, we can go together.
Right.
Hold up, so
If you swipe right, you mine.
when dating someone long term, when do you think it's okay to add the Find My Friends app on their phone?
Okay, what is the Find My Friends app?
I don't know.
It's like to where you can always locate them. You always know where.
Can he see that it's on his phone?
He might be if you tell him.
I'm not doing that.
Well, can I hide the app?
I'm not doing that.
You can. It's a feature on the iPhone. You can put their where you know
Really?
their location.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh.
Normally couples share that, but
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I
not doing
can't
that,
wait.
See,
Ooh, I mean,
well,
give
the
me
thing
an
is
iPhone,
that,
nigga.
see, that's twofold
Yeah.
though, because
No.
no.
Oh, no, I wasn't talking about you. I was thinking
You
out
feel
loud.
me? Because
Sorry.
like, on one side, if you're like, just say you're like partnered up together, and it's like a safety thing, as in, you genuinely are like, I just want to make sure you're okay, that you're versus. I'm checking for you everywhere
Not
you
safety
go.
at all.
Well,
I can call 911. I can call 911.
Just
and
say your
have-
mate is in the hospital.
I can
and you're
subpoena
trying to-
the cell phone tower records, and I'll get your last ping. And then if you're in the hospital,
But they did by then.
I'll call every hospital, every jail. If you go missing for X amount of time, I'm calling every hospital, every jail on your way from work to my house, and that's how I figured it out. I don't need to be like, I'm not stalkerish like that. That's stalkerish.
I did that. My boyfriend went missing, and I went to the police department, and they first of all they didn't take it serious because we was domestic or whatever, so they paid it.
This is the one from Louisiana. I'd be like, you been saying,
Tell my business. Let me tell my own business. Anyway, the officer was like, "Well, how you know he just ain't disappearing? They want you to come."
and guess what happened?
And I said he wouldn't do that.
And guess what happened, listeners? Tavarus, tell the whole story,
He was
honey.
in a
He
bed
came
fucking
back,
somebody
girl. 48 hours later.
Where was he at? At his coworker house?
No, he met the boy at work. He slept at that nigga house. Yeah,
Yeah.
he slept at somebody's house. Child. He met they.
Damn.
I met him with that in my bag. But anyway.
Yeah, bitch. Fucking whoop.
So with that, Find My Friends, when is it okay or is it ever okay to check your dude's phone?
All the
It's
time.
not okay.
It's always
It's not okay
Oh,
for
it's
me.
okay.
It's not okay for me.
You can't check mine, but I can check yours.
And that's not okay.
It's always okay.
No.
You are full of double standards, I see.
All of them. She lying about everything.
No, I am full of different standards. That's not a lie.
Well, that's not a lie.
Yeah.
He stands firm on it, though. He stands firm on
That's
it.
my truth.
Hey.
I need a special nigga.
Do you guys keep like old love letters from old dates?
Nope.
I have a box.
And is it okay in your new relationship?
I have a shoebox.
Well, my thing is, I'm the writer, so usually I'm the one writing the letters, and whether they keep them or not, I don't give a fuck, because I keep them just for like my own journal, not because of them, because I'm just a great writer, and I just like to know, you know, what words I use to poetically express like how
You
I
just
feel.
change your name and send it to
Hold
my
up,
nigga.
would you make copies of the letters you give or something?
No. I always
types.
Oh, you type.
Yeah, I
Oh.
always
It's not a
type.
handwritten note.
This is more virtual.
I've done handwritten, but
Listen to me,
even
Dad.
handwritten, I literally like have a log of all of the things.
So if you found like a shoebox that your man
I
got
have
with
a
like
shoebox.
all his pictures with his old dates and letters and stuff,
I have a
you wouldn't feel no
shoebox.
kind of way?
But I never really open
I would just
mine.
burn it
When it's
in
over,
secret.
it goes in a shoebox. But I don't really keep like pictures. It's just
But if you found
mementos.
his-
It's things that remind me of things we've done.
I would just do
If I
spring
find
cleaning and
his,
throw
then
it
I
in
would
the
feel like-
fireplace.
You need to throw it away.
No, I wouldn't say he needed to throw it away. I would just.
Don't open it, don't read it.
The fuck?
I don't know. It's weird.
Wish a nigga would have a love
I think
from an
that-
old date.
I mean, I
They
think
try to
that-
go ape shit.
I do it, and I
But
think
then
that it's
again,
weird that I do it.
If they have a love letter, that's
So
like
they
having
did
a
it.
text in your phone, and I'm sure people got text in their phone.
Oh, well, when we get serious and we go together, the nigga needs to be deleted from contacts.
Word.
So his letters got to be deleted too.
Baby girl, the only thing that I keep
No
of my ex
Niggas is blocked.
is my kill file.
Yo, what?
My kill file.
What's that?
I got your social security number. I got your mama's address. I got things about you
Oh,
that I
shit.
know about you written down just in case you ever try some shit.
Like the red button.
Yeah, you know you gotta get a nigga.
Got it.
Okay, final question. Do you guys keep the secrets of your friends that cheat on their lovers?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm loyal to a fault.
What if you're?
But I don't have friends that cheat on their lovers.
What if you're like
don't
mutual
think.
friends between the two? Do you have
Oh
to?
yeah, I don't
Like
have
if you're
friends with
equally
relationships,
each other, like their friend, do you?
I don't say anything about nothing and just keep it moving.
You gotta mind your business.
It's tough though because they say that when you're friends when you're friends with everybody, you're friends to nobody. And in those type of situations,
Well, I don't trust no bitch that's friends with everybody.
right? But
Yeah,
if you're
'cause you can't be a friend of nobody.
if you're friends with both parties, then who are you really friends with?
Yeah. What
Because
is
you
your
don't
loyalty?
have a loyalty to either
Yeah,
one if you're
right.
not doing
You're straddling
anything
the
about
fence.
it.
That's rare though that you don't meet one first. That's where your
Tavarus said
loyalty
he's
should
a
be.
top. He doesn't straddle.
She a
Straddle
bird
faces,
stop.
girl.
That's right.
You did what?
I say I straddle faces. Bitch.
Straddle what on your knees, sis? She got water on her knees. Bitch got them Ashanti knees.
I think
Look up Ashanti knees. Look up Ashanti
I think
knees.
that you-
There is Tavarus' knees.
I think that you start to realize that he has legendary twerking videos.
No. I'm pussyfooting. I know my sis. I know shit. Yeah, stupid.
You know you're supposed to fucking counter up.
That was in her younger days.
What he had on Facebook? That
Yeah.
kitchen cat. I remember.
Yeah.
Seeing
That was my
that.
birthday.
I remember seeing that.
Bitch, that was a TBT. Tavarus back then.
But you still
I thought
shake
you were
rattle
gonna
around.
say Tavarus bottoms then.
I like Jamil. I like him.
On that note, she won't be back, y'all.
Fuck that, she getting the peach next season. Bye.